over a quick synopsis of what I anticipate to cover here during this live. Kryptonian, welcome in, and thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 3 months with the XRP Meteor. I'm doing great, my friend. I hope you're having a good day as well. What we're going to go over here is we're going to talk about the XRP price, obviously. We'll go over the analysis. We'll talk about Bitcoin, as there was a 10x $1,000 trade that I had put as a setup this morning, which ended up playing out perfectly. Was a quick hour and a half, 2-hour trade, in and out. It only profit, well, I don't want to say only, but it was a $127 trade. So it moved 1.27% in totality and ended up on a 10x trade being 12 point whatever. So I always feel blessed with setups like that, especially when I'm able to lead them out in front, like in the morning. So we'll talk about where Bitcoin sits and how it can get up to that 71,000 area and why it has the ability to. We had $2 billion worth of inflows come into Bitcoin, so that's something we'll read towards the middle to end of this live. We'll look at the Bitcoin price analysis as well. We'll take a look at the XRP Bitcoin pairing, as I still think there is a massive opportunity there as I continue to pile in every day. Yesterday was a little bit less. I think I did like $20. And I've got just about $5,300 now invested. And it's barely down. I think what did I tell you, $40 earlier or something? Yeah, we looked, it was like $43 down. So I'm continuing to pour into it. Why? Oh, Christ. He needs his feeding, though.
Yeah, but if you were to feed right now, it'd be all right.
But we will look at that. We'll take a look at where the XRP Bitcoin pairing is. We'll take a look at the XRP market cap. But I also want to go through a few things on reading as well. We have some big news here. As we got a little bit of noise here too. See, it's always nice to be outside. You never know what you're going to get. But XRP price beckons as Ripple pens deal with Georgia Central Bank to revolutionize. So basically, and we'll go through this. Georgia Central Bank has tapped Ripple in a deal to digitize their economy. Or basically to digitize it. We've got more news about Ripple announcing the tokenized gold and silver coming to the XRP ledger. This talks more about gold, but they're both coming to the ledger. So we'll talk more about that, as I think that's one of the biggest stories outside of the further diving in by central banks tapping Ripple. And obviously XRP is the asset that would be poached. So we'll go into that. UK Phil, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3 months plus with the XP Meteor. Trading with J-Ride, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. Marvin Davis, good evening. Meet in the Future, welcome. Amp Rip today as well. Yeah, it was up about 13% at one point today. So anybody who was in a trade there, actually, even if it went down on you, you made it up, and you were able to do what you needed to. But this is a big thing we have to read. We'll talk about the $2 billion in inflows, which is pretty interesting. And then Ether sees highest institutional buying since March. So the institutions are starting to pour back in. But I was more interested with Bitcoin bagging $2 billion in inflows, because we know that there's a liquidation at 71K on the shorts of 1.38 billion for Bitcoin. So I'm pretty excited about this live, as I am every day. And then we'll get into this as well with the XP price prediction. Is a bull runner crash coming? What awaits Ripple as SEC malls appeal? And that's something you'll see in the national narrative. More about the fact that the SEC is thinking about appealing the programmatic sales ruling. But as we all know, that could be moot once we get a little bit further here. So make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this live. About half of you have hit that like button. By you hitting that like button, YouTube will be able to recommend this. And when you're looking through the news feed on YouTube, my content will pop up. Even if you've never heard of me, it gives you a chance to explore this great community. I think we have a lot to offer here. John Hall, Tom R, CZAM, welcome in. Hopefully you three are having a blessed evening. And share this on social media. And then we get recommended through the algorithm if you do hit that like button. So I'm going to give you a minute to do that. I'm going to play the intro. And then we got a lot to go over. If you're looking to trade XRP, Bitcoin, whatever your forte, even AMP, as somebody talked about, BITUNIX is in the video description below and our pinned comments. That's where I prefer to trade. Seamless, a lot of liquidity on the platform, and I don't have to use a VPN, so I don't have to feel like a criminal when I trade. And then the trade I did today, as a matter of fact, the 10x trade, for Bitcoin to $1,000. Now I have $1,124 roughly. So, and I did that trade on there, and it was very small fee. I mean, so minute that it doesn't affect your trading, and it doesn't bother you from getting in and out because you're not losing exorbitant amounts. And then for the XRP Bitcoin pairing, it's MEXC, but that's also in the video description below. I don't think I put it in the pinned comment, so it's not in the pinned comments. Just the video description below has all that. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I'll catch you on the other side of our little intro. That was made by somebody in the audience back in 2021, I kid you not. So it means a lot to me, this intro. Good evening. 6:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Monday, June 10th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, another thing that's become quite apparent as I see myself in my camera every day, my hair is getting awfully long. And some of you might wonder, why the hell doesn't he cut his hair? Like, is he so broke he can't cut his hair, he can't cut his goatee? Well, it's almost been 1 year ago now, in July, that I made a proposition that I would not cut my hair, and my goatee aside, you know, from trimming the side so it doesn't go friggin' crazy, that I wouldn't cut my hair until XRP hit $1. And I said it would be a long accumulation phase, and it would prove it by just how long my hair was getting. And I would say we're starting to get to a point where my hair is proving just how long we've had to accumulate. And not just that it's been under $1, we haven't even been close for most cases except for a couple trading days. Literally. A couple trading days, that's all we really had. So there, I put that in the video description below, or the pinned comments if you're interested in the BITUNIX or MEXC. But this is what I'm talking about. My hair is getting, you know, fashionably long now. I don't even really want to cut it. I actually like my hair now when I see it. You know what I feel like? I feel like Keanu Reeves in The Replacements when I was younger, watching that movie. He had his hair growing real. This is what I feel like now. So if you wonder how long XRP has been allowing us to accumulate, let this hair just tell you it all. Let it just tell you it all. Joshy Sauce, welcome in. I gotta look at the comments as I don't have it on my phone, but you see the sun's a little bit in my eyes today. It's moved in a. That's what I'm saying. It's slightly a different directional pull every single day, which is quite weird. And I always do the live at the same time, so some days the sun is not even in my eyes. Sometimes, well, it's not even in my eyes. It's just bouncing in a weird way. Jerry Clark, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP589 Moon Badge. John Page, welcome in. So XRP right now, we ask ourselves, what in the hell is going on? And the easiest way to explain this is what we looked at, not just from a few days ago. Let's see. Wales, Josie Wales, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army. I can pull back all back now, and I dig it. Oh, shoot, I went into somebody's comment, but Wales, Josie Wales, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army. I believe it's at 3 months with the XP Meteor. Tanya and JW, welcome in, both of you. Both of you, thank you so much. For being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I Told You So badge. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I apologize. I kind of talk too much sometimes. But I was trying to get my point across with, there's a lot of stuff going on. This whole CBDC announcement just further pushes towards what we think is going on here. It's what we think is going on here. Love tuning in while I'm cleaning my kitchen, I promised. Ooh, it's a good idea to do your work. John Sampson, thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XP589 Moon Badge. I promised I would do the dishes till XLM hits its all-time highs. Well, John, Mr. Sampson, you're going to be doing the dishes for a while. So, you know, the longer I might as well say until XLM hits, you know, 50 cents, I could have grew my hair out. We seem to be a long ways away, my friend. All-time highs is much further out than that, but I appreciate the support, and I'm glad that I can help make the dishes a little bit easier. And to the ones I seen who say they're also growing their hair out, it's awesome. It's awesome. And see, I'm 40 now, so I'm very blessed that I can even grow my hair like this. You know, so I'm not taking it for granted anymore. Walter White, welcome in. Tom has the Shane Falco, and that's it. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Shane Falco. And everybody's like, oh, you can do, what the hell is it called? The man bun or whatever. I'm not doing a man bun. I'll do the Falco. I'll do the Shane Falco and let it do that. But I like the way it flows. I'm not doing a man bun. I refuse. And it's not because I think it's stupid. It's just I don't want it. So, I mean, you can make your own assumption of what I think. This is what was going on with XRP earlier. And while we're doing this live, Tanya, you're going to like it. I'm going to go over H-bar as it evolved its pattern, and I believe it's in a broadening wedge. I believe it's in a broadening wedge. Yeah, I could see, like I told Julie, I could do a ponytail, not that I have yet. So we'll see if I ever do. But I said the ponytail is one thing. The man bun, I can't do it. But XRP came up this morning. We talked about the technical target of 50.58. But I don't make the rules. All I did was measure the technical move from inside of that consolidation. And we said this morning, we don't have to guess. And that's how we came up with the target with Bitcoin as well. We didn't have to guess. And we knew if it fell down, we'd probably come down to that 47.8 cents. But this was the technical prediction. And now the problem is, we came back down. We came back down. So now it's almost as if this is a long-term proposition here. And now what I like to do is I like to see what the pattern's telling us. It already gave us our micro move, right? Now we need to look more of a macro move within the same formation. So is it possible that it's doing something like this? And just we've already got the micro move. Is it possible, now that we got the micro move, that we look at the advanced evidence here and it's actually setting up more like this? And yes, we got the micro move down, but now we need to see the totality of this move. Does that make sense to everybody, what we just did here? Does that make sense? Because I think it makes a hell of a lot of sense. So we're going to evolve the pattern. That short-term trade was already made, and look how proficient it was as well. But to be honest with everybody, that 50.58 cents, that honestly doesn't mean much, because the next technical move, because now it's proven that this is a wider pattern, it's going to end up making this a slightly higher break up if it happens. And now I'm going to be willing to bet that this is going to give us a better idea of why that 47 point whatever cents is there on that move. Because look at the differential here. So we got the short-term move, but now evolving the pattern, like I said, that 50.58 really doesn't matter, except for the fact that you have to push over that short-term resistance. And the other cool thing about this is, like, it's also showing us something too. Like, I love when the evidence comes in. We were able to use what was in front of us earlier if you made a short-term trade. I mean, that's beautiful because it really does have some kind of resistance there. And if you actually overextend this pattern, you can see if this overextends that it's actually something like this. And it's actually something pretty important. Because what does that look like to everybody? Does this look like a bear flag? Or does it look like a bull flag is setting up here? Just in your honest opinion, does this look like a bull flag? Or does it look like a bear flag? With how far it dropped to 45 and that pull up, does that look like a bull flag or a bear flag? And again, to me, it seems like some finicky shit is going on here. Excuse my French. And this does not look like a prototypical bear flag. It looks like it's exposing a bull flag. And I'm very fortunate that we were able to see that short-term move before it happened. Because I know some made some money. I went a different route for some stupid reason. Well, not stupid. I just seen something on the spot on Bitcoin. And I don't usually do it with Bitcoin unless it's something that I see that I think is a sure thing. But how many are watching right now? 67, 43 likes. Make sure to hit that like button. I think these are such important updates. Especially with this news of the Central Bank of Georgia signing a deal with Ripple to digitize their economy. It's the only way to put it. Sully mode, welcome in. Tanya says, mullet maybe. Well, it might naturally go to a mullet, but the cool thing with my hair is I have natural curls. So all the ladies always tell me that they would pay hundreds of dollars to try to get curls like mine, and I'm so lucky. I don't even know it. They're right, I don't know it. I just, I do know I'm lucky to have hair. But yeah, with XRP, that's what I'm watching. That's what I'm watching. Tanya, I said you'd be happy and excited about H-bar because I'm pretty sure that I've nailed this pattern now, what it's doing, and it makes me pretty excited. Makes me pretty excited here. Oh, Tanya, I know you like swearing. You're one of the ones who gave me a harsh reality that a woman could call me a cunt. I think you're one of the first. And a bunch of you did. A bunch of you from that side of the world. And I apologize to the ones in the USA who think I've been offensive right now. But I can assure you, I got quite the onslaught here when I first started. See, Tanya's laughing. By many of them. And I love it because in our country, we don't say that. And it's looked at as like a demeaning thing. So, it's pretty funny. K4 Liberty, thank you so much for the $10 donation. That really is important. Yes, like JW said, donate it when you got it. Well, if I've helped. But I like to pay it forward mentality. I like to do everything for free on this station. So, did you see the other news? A company is going to court. Yes. Yes, as sure as I sit down in front of you, is as sure as I'm going to share for a second time a different article about Ripple announces tokenized gold and silver, and I also know the breakdown. It's one, I've already shared this once, but we're going to do it again. It's 1 gram of gold, so equals 1 token, or silver, so you need to have about 31.1 tokens equal 1 ounce, and yes, it can be delivered right to you. But anyhow, does this look like whoops, I don't know why it looks like that. Because I believe it's like this. Does this look like what the hell? More like this. I think we have some kind of broadening wedge, and we could even start here since we have the evidence, but I think a broadening wedge is starting. Actually, you know what? That would be lazy because, hello, we've got that right there. Why would I skip that data point? So, I think we got some kind of possible wedge forming. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. We could even say it's something like this. I kind of like it like this, though. I really do. But we've got this kind of a formation. So, now that we see this, what are we going to do here with H-bar? It changes the kind of perspective here because the consolidation has lasted just a little bit longer. I mean, we can get a real perspective here. I actually prefer to do it from a little bit farther over. John Sampson, thank you so much for re-upping in Tom's Army for 30 months. Holy smokes. I mean, Jan, thank you. Sorry. Jan, thank you so much, love, for re-upping for 30 months. That means a lot to me. With the XRP 589 Moon badge, you're only 6 months away from the new badge that I get to release. I think somebody's within 2 months now. I'll read what you just said in a second. But the little man's doing really well. Really well since we got home from the 9 days in the hospital. Or 8 nights. Says, hey Tom, I hope little man is doing well, keeping you and fam in my prayers. Doing very well. They are doing very, very well. Or T's doing very well. He got his G-tube put in. He's been home from the hospital 1 week yesterday. And he's been taking very well. We're up to 160 milliliters 3 times a day. We're trying to get to 175. We started at 130. So he's been doing great. I think he's about to fall asleep right now, which we still have to do a 3rd feeding today. But if he falls asleep, I guess he's just going to be up later tonight, it would appear. So, I mean, you get one of those nights every so often. But he is doing very nice. He's doing very nice. Mario Louise Willamese, welcome in. But yeah, I appreciate the question. I do. With H-bar, this is what we're looking at here. This is really what we're looking at. This is the consolidation. We don't have to guess on the consolidation. I'm not saying it's going to break down. I would like to put this in both perspectives here, just so we know a low target as well, just in case. I think you need to know both ways. You need to know both ways. And a lot of it's going to depend on Bitcoin. There's no doubt about that. And I'm going to show you about Bitcoin in just a sec. But yeah, this is what you'd be looking for in the immediate short term based on a breakout or a breakdown. But it does be some kind of expanding wedge. I guess you could say a broadening wedge. I mean, that's kind of what it looks like here. So I mean, we'll pay attention to that with H bar. We talked about XRP a little bit. Let's see who else. Mike Izzo, welcome in. What do you mean by one token of what? I'll explain more about that with I'll explain more about that, Mike, when we get into that article. That article I'll do in just a minute. But I want to talk about the CBDCs first. But I'll explain the gram breakdown and how it relates to the tokens that you can buy on the ledger. It's speculated Q3, but we'll go over that more. So it's an RWA, so real world assets are being brought to the ledger. And it's going to be in the form of gold and silver. I already talked about this a couple days ago, but I got another article that's more updated. Might not have the exact same information, but I think it's important to continue to share this because it is so very important. With Bitcoin at 66,000 or 60, wait a minute, what? Not 66, 69,449, down 200 points on the day. And look what happened with Bitcoin. We had that short-term move on a breakout that we measured to 70,198. And it hit it almost perfectly. I think it might have came down within just a couple points. That was the technical move we just measured by the size of the 2 points that met here in a shorter time frame. And that was the short-term target. The longer-term target would have been on a hold. Well, it didn't hold yet. So now we're going to have to see as we come across. We're going to have to see as it come across. But that was on a hold. So now we'll just take this out and see if the consolidation continues. We already fulfilled that. And now we got this short-term hold. If we can hold 69,499, that's basically your pivot point here. If you're on top of this, we can break back through. And I still think that it would be unusual. However, we did come up to 70,198. It still seems unusual that the market makers would leave 1.38 billion up for grabs. And not all of that is there anymore. 400 million got liquidated. Remember that. 400 million roughly got liquidated when it hit 70K, which leaves roughly 938 million left in liquidation. So it did tap some of those shorts. So about 1/3 of the shorts, just under 1/3 of the shorts got liquidated now. But now, I think that it's trying to it almost looks like it's trying to reset up. We'll see, though. We'll see in the next few hours how this shapes up. If it breaks down out of here, 68,396 is more than likely. So, Peyton Shoemake, welcome in. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. And this does look like if it pulls down head and shoulders, a topping reversal pattern. And that's just in the short time frame. So we have to see if it's got the testicular fortitude to come up to 71K. It's just there's a lot of liquidity sitting there. So we'll get back into the charts in a minute. But if I don't do this now, I'm just going to keep talking. And of course, it's been 23 minutes and 30 seconds already. And I got so much to read. And I'm sure this is going to take me forever. But you know what? I'm starting to look forward to not having to just look at the charts as much during the live. We talk 20-25 minutes of the charts. Then we get into the real news as well that's going around. And I try to give you the best articles that are less FUD. But, you know, obviously it's put in there because it's just the way it goes. But I need to bring you some information so you don't just think I'm BSing you. So, and I know I missed somebody. I think Jessica's in here that I just missed. I'll have to see when there's a comment. It's just harder to see with the sun the way it is. So, first thing I want to read is this. And this is the FUD in the beginning. But $3 XRP price beckons as Ripple pens deal with Georgia's central bank to revolutionize economy. And this is big news. This is big news. The company behind cryptocurrency XRP Ripple has struck a deal with the Republic of Georgia to digitize the local economy. Top officials from the National Bank of Georgia, NBG, recently met with the crypto firm's executives to boost alliance in financial technology and digitization. And how many of you have heard about this? Just out of curiosity. We've got 59 likes and 85 people watching. If you think this is big news, hit that like button. If you think this is big news, this is just another way for XRP to tap into being a CBDC. It's it goes without saying. Just listen to what's happening. So the National Bank of Georgia banks on Ripple's technology to digitize the economy. Ripple, a leading provider of enterprise blockchain solutions for cross-border payments. And let's see. Jessica Garcia says, Army strong, and thank you, love, for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. I love seeing the length of time some of you have just been committed. It's astounding. It's astounding. You heard this yesterday, Messi and Marvin. Excellent. Excellent. Peyton, welcome in. I appreciate you. I know I already said welcome in, but I didn't see your hello, Tom and XRB team made it to the live. I'm so glad you're here. And thank you for being in Tom's Army for 3 months with the XP Meteor. So, Ripple, a leading provider of enterprise blockchain solution for cross-border payments, is strengthening ties with the Republic of Georgia. According to a LinkedIn post on June 8th by the National Bank of Georgia, Nadia Ternava, acting governor of the NBG, and Varlam Enbenenzi, I don't even know, sounds good enough, head of the bank's financial and supervisory technology development department, had discussions with Ripple's vice president of central bank engagement, James Wallace. The purpose of the meeting was to determine areas of collaboration in promoting the digitization of Georgian economy. During the meeting, Wallace introduced the Georgian representatives to Alistair Brown, an official at Ripple's partner EPAM Systems. While specific details of the meeting are scanty, the talks signal progress in incorporating cutting-edge blockchain solutions into the nation's financial infrastructure. Previous Ripple and Georgia partnership, the new initiative builds on the previous alliance between the Georgian Central Bank and Ripple, where the San Francisco headquartered blockchain payments company serves as the official technology partner for creating Lari, its central bank digital currency CBDC project. Kryptonian says, big news to me. It must be. Oh, I didn't get to see the rest. I'll see that in a minute. Back in July 2023, Ripple was hailed. It must be today. I was watching stuff all day driving from San Diego. Game over about Melomania says we are the new 1%. It's going to take time and diligence. It's going to take diligence. But there's a reason why it's going through the steps like it is with XRP. And I always tell you, the best kind of accumulation is the one that's sustained. Because it gives you time. You want time. Imagine you have $50 a day or $50 a week. The truth is, you've had about 16 months now, or 18 months in totality at different times, for majority the whole time there to be able to accumulate for $1 or less. Or more. So, back in July 2023, Ripple was hailed by Currency Research for its contributions to digital currency, advancement in the most promising sustainability initiative, specifically for its role in promoting innovation in the CBDC sector. Before the collaboration with the NBG for Digital Lari project, Ripple had notably aligned itself with financial institutions looking to foray into CBDC developments, and that's central bank digital currencies. Last year, I remember about a couple of these we talked about. Ripple previously teamed up with Colombia, Palau, and Bhutan, among others, to create digital versions of their national currencies. Ripple released a 23-page white paper last December, reiterating its belief in the potential of central bank digital currencies to boost financial inclusion, streamline cross-border payments, and support monetary policy control. I always say sometimes you gotta back the ones who might not exactly have our best interests at heart. But if they're gonna do this either way, I'm gonna back the ones who might have nefarious purposes here, if you catch what I'm saying. Ripple's continued growth, because look what they said, and support monetary policy control. Just work on control. Control. Eyes are wide open here. We're not victims. We're the winner here because we see everything for what it is, emotionless. Ripple continued growth comes despite ongoing legal woes stemming from a Securities and Exchange Commission SEC case against the firm lodged in December of 2020. The legal battle is now headed for a conclusion after both Ripple and the securities regulator filed final responses. Analysts anticipate a final judgment around September. Not too far away. That's only 3 months now. Not even. Around September, when Judge Annalisa Perez will rule on the appropriate remedies. As Ripple garners more large-scale adoption in the long-standing lawsuit nearest climax, Crypto enthusiasts will closely watch the company's growth as ultra bullish use cases look poised to catapult XRP to new historic highs, with bulls eyeing the $3 aspirational level. Imagine right now you're buying it. That's a 600% move. You've 6x'd your money at $3. XRP is changing hands at 49.74 cents as of publication time, a minus 0.1% change over the last 24 hours. So that's one thing we've talked about. And now I know a lot of you were interested about this and missed when we talked about this the other day, but this is such huge news. This is such huge news. So, who was the one who asked me about the 1 gram and what it means as far as the token count and things like that? Are you still here? I don't know if you're still here because it's been like 20 minutes since I told you I would get back to this. But if you're still here, this is where I can answer that question. And for everybody else, I'll answer it as well. So I was asked, what does it mean with like the 1 gram to 1 token? Mike Izza did. Okay, Mike, thank you very much. So basically what it means, and it'll probably mention it again here, but when we went over the article yesterday, or what was it, 2 days ago? Yeah, 2 days ago. It talked about how so if you buy 1 token, it would be equal to 1 gram of gold and or silver, depending on which one. And it's going to have a different price point, which means for 1 troy ounce, it's about 31.1 ounces, or 31.1 grams. So you would have to own 31.1 tokens to equal 1 ounce of gold / silver, you know, depending on which one you buy it in. And they're going to have different ratios, like value-wise. And then you can actually have that delivered to your house via this partnership. And they consider this an RWA. You'll see it RWA apostrophe S, real world assets. They're bringing this to the ledger. So this is probably some of the biggest news we've ever heard. And this is something I talked about back in 21, and I had to speculate about it. This isn't speculation anymore. This is hardcore reality. And the only speculation is they're saying that it should come in Q3 of 24. The speculation is we don't know if that's when it's going to happen, but the deal's already been had. So Ripple announces tokenized gold coming to XRP Ledger in 2024. So in what is certainly a massive development for the company, and think about this. You've not only got this happening, you've got a all but conclusion coming soon to the Ripple versus SEC case by either virtue or by payment, which means a settlement. And in some way, this is going to end one way or the other soon. The speculation is around September of this year, which is more inclined to what I was thinking back in 21. So I have no issue with that. And then also on top of that, you got the Ripple's token, I assume. Yes. Yes, it will. What just happened? Did we just get disconnected? I think, did I save it? I don't know. Is anybody here still? We were doing quite well too. I've learned that if it does it, oh, awesome. See, I figured out YouTube. If it does that, all I have to do is disconnect my internet real quick. And then it will reconnect. So hopefully it stays connected now. I see, yes. All right, so it's not cutting. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. See, it's good to have history because now I know how to circumvent when it does. Nick Morales, thank you, and thanks for tuning in as well, my friend. Ronald, thanks for tuning in. Moza here, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 6+ months with the XP Predictor. It's almost like yesterday. I remember when you had the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Alvaro Guzman, you making me rich. I appreciate you saying that. I've had a few people that have messaged me. I had one person in my email that said that they wanted to bless me on my YouTube super chats. Hopefully one day I'll see that person. But I don't want to say what their name is, but they said that they made over $20,000 here watching. So it's that was nice to see. I know for me, I know what I'm doing works because I live it every day. Today I made $127 or $124 trading, and it was an hour-and-a-half trade. I wasn't expecting to take the trade, but it was just there. The Bitcoin trade, it was just a small future. Well, it was a small risk trade that would have cost me $70-something had it went bad. But anyhow, think of all this stuff that's going on. Ripple stablecoin end of the year, Q3 to Q4. You've got the tokenized gold and silver coming Q3 of this year speculatively. The only speculation is of when. They're saying Q3 of 24. I'll believe it when I see that it's that exactly, but I believe it'll be by the end of 24. But there's no more speculation. This is a done deal. It's an absolutely done deal. And then the conclusion of the Ripple SEC by virtue or by payment. I mean, there's so many reasons to be excited, and why you should be accumulating before 25. I've always said 25 is the year of excitement. 28's the final. That's the end game. So all your dreams will come true, and 28 will be exactly what some are looking for. 25 is the year of when you finally see what's going to happen. You finally see the shape taking place. 24 was the bear market rally, and it's been nothing more than that, and it's still in the bear market rally. So now coming towards the end of 24 is when things can change. The closer to 25, the happier we get, one way or the other. In what is certainly a massive development for the company, Ripple has announced that tokenized gold is coming to the XRP ledger in 2024. Specifically, digital finance company Meld Gold took to X, formerly Twitter, to announce a partnership with Ripple that will see gold-backed stablecoins arrive in Q3 of this year. It's actually silver as well, but they're focusing on gold. Oh, here we go. Additionally, the partnership will see a silver-backed stablecoin also debuted on the platform. Moreover, the company stated that its decision to use the XRP ledger was made due to reliability and stability that Ripple offers in the tokenization and exchanging of both crypto and real-world assets. So the one thing that I've said, some are like, well, it's not XRP. XRP, if anything, is just a gas token, right? So the more liquidity you have flowing through it by the Ripple stablecoin, by the gold and silverbacks or the real world assets, the more and XRP Healthcare had a major announcement today. By the way, I have not forgotten about XRP Healthcare. There's just been a lot of stuff going on with XRP that I've had to cover the last few days, and with Bitcoin and things like that. But there was a huge partnership with XRP Healthcare. Make no mistake about it, that's on the ledger as well. That's a whole nother market to tap. So with all this happening, some are just saying XRP is nothing more than a gas token for gas fees. Good. That's fine. You know, that's fine. The more movement, that means the higher price. So at the very least, we should appreciate just by more liquidity coming in and more buying and selling going on. Especially when XRP is, in terms of sending things back and forth, will end up being the median. So gold-backed stablecoins coming to Ripple's XRP ledger. As the midpoint of 2024 fast approaches, the finance sector has seemingly been enthralled by two things, gold and crypto. Both the precious metals and Bitcoin, the leading cryptocurrency, have set all-time high marks this year. Moreover, they have established relevance in the greater investment sector. Now those two assets are coming together in what could be a massively important partnership indeed. Ripple has announced that tokenized gold is coming to the XRP ledger in 2024. Specifically, the tokenized metal is landing on XRP ledger as a result of a partnership between Ripple and Meld Gold. The company took to X to announce the collaboration and discuss what investors could expect. Indeed, they revealed that both gold and silver tokens would be arriving on the XRP ledger in Q3. Furthermore, the launch would combine the world's oldest currency with the reliability, utility, and accessibility offered by the XRP ledger. That's huge. For the XRP ledger, that is huge. You did? He let you? Is he shaking his head again? Oh. Well, Julie did his feeding. What a hero. He took all 160? Excellent. The time has come. So this is what Meld Gold said. The time has come. Meld Gold is coming to XRP ledger. So learn more about the pioneering step. Why XRP ledger? As a decentralized layer 1 blockchain known for reliability and stability in tokenizing and exchanging crypto native and real world assets, the XRP ledger offers institutional grade functionality and built-in features to enable secure, efficient, and scalable financial service and use cases. So that was the important part of those. Gold has emerged as a massive player so far this year, with experts predicting a 2,900 target price. Oh, I would love 2,900. Ooh, man. Price in 2024 that has been combined with the growing relevance of cryptocurrency, as Ripple has been the forefront of those discussions. Although XRP has struggled to find momentum this year, Ripple has continued to showcase its relevance. This latest arrival of tokenized gold is just one example of its growing vitality. The network has also been the leader in cross-border payments as it embraces a world utilizing the monumental potential of digital assets. So I think that is just incredible news, and it just proves how deep the XRP ledger reaches. It does. It really does. When XRP hits, I'm taking a shit on my desk and walking. Joshy Sauce, that is awesome. I mean, one day. It's one day. That's all I'm going to say. One day is all I can say. I'm not a financial advisor, but one damn day. One day. But yeah, you definitely made me laugh. So that's the gold talk. And 1 gram, basically like I was saying, Mike, 1 gram equals 1 token, which means you need 31.1 tokens to equal 1 ounce of gold or silver. And they both run on they'll all have their own price point. But make no mistake, it'll be like 131 of what the price of gold is, or 131 the price of silver. So it's just another way for exposure. It's another way for exposure through crypto. And I'm sure they'll have leverage trading, so that would be an easy way for me to leverage trade gold and silver through the ledger. Oh, it'd be great. So now XRP price prediction. As I like to do some reading now, instead of just looking at the chart for an hour, I think we accomplish a lot more, and I get to kind of express what I think is going on. If you do appreciate what I do, consider joining Tom's Army and getting that emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. I promise you, it is my face superimposed on there. We just haven't had anybody sign up so far in a while. So hopefully somebody does. And then, or consider sending 1 YouTube super chat per month. It really would be a token of appreciation. So the XRP, and I thank everybody. As you know, we hit a milestone. We're at 22,100 subscribers. Like, just being over 22,000, I was very proud and pleased of. Very proud and pleased. We had 60 people join us through a live the other day as well when we talked about the tokenized gold and silver. So they like that. They like that on the ledger, so they thought that that was something. So the XRP price prediction, bull run or crash. What awaits Ripple as SEC mulls appeal. How can I pay you to help me understand this ledger stuff? I mean, I don't know how you would pay me just to have me tell you about the ledger stuff. But if you just keep watching, I talk about it an awfully lot. But I do try to fit in a lot of stuff in an hour so that we're not bored in one section. XRP price prediction. And I like to show these based against what we think as well. So the crypto community faces uncertainty risks with the Ripple versus SEC case nearing final determination. If the SEC appeals the ruling made last July, and that's on programmatic sales, everybody, XRP could be caught in the crossfire again. You are clueless, George. Well, I will try over time to help you understand, I promise. And once these assets come online, I'll be able to show you firsthand. XRP price prediction shows the leading cross-border money remittance token preparing for a breakout. If bulls regain complete control of the trend, we could see a major move toward 60 cents this week, which would expand the scope to $1 over the next weeks. Oh, so they're trying to tell me I can cut my hair in the next weeks? I think that's a little far-fetched, but I'll go with it. I like a little bit of bullish narrative. To achieve such a significant milestone, traders will have to ignore the noise in the market as Bitcoin and other major altcoins struggle to regain direction. As discussed earlier, Bitcoin price lost support at $70,000 and currently oscillates above support at $68K. Should bulls manage to reclaim the 70,000 level, the chances of a Bitcoin reaching all-time highs will start to increase. Furthermore, XRP Future Millionaire says if it can take 71,000 and hold after liquidating 1.38 billion, it's all but certain that we will go at least retest all-time highs. And remember, you'd be in discovery again. You never know where you go in discovery. 88K would be the next well, 77,009 something and some change, and then 88K are the next two logical resistance. So XRP price hovered above 50 cents during the American session on Monday. It has increased in value by 1.4% as the sun is almost out of my eyes until I looked up. Never mind. In the last hour, while maintaining a 1.8% surge in 24 hours. CoinGecko data shows the cryptocurrency community is looking forward to the determination of the ongoing Ripple vs. SEC lawsuit. Meanwhile, it has been widely reported that the regulator may be considering and preparing to appeal the ruling. Since December 2020, when the SEC filed the case, Ripple has been fighting allegations of violating U.S. securities laws. In July, the court ruled that the secondary stakes, maybe I would say, I don't know, of XRP did not constitute securities, handing Ripple a partial landmark win. However, direct sales to institutional investors could be deemed as securities, a situation that could see Ripple pay a hefty penalty and a possible injunction. The SEC has requested the court to punish Ripple for the company's disregard of security laws with a $2 billion penalty, and I think that's pretty appropriate because Gary Gensler would need some of that money to pay for some turtle wax for his forehead, so it could be quite hefty because he is quite in need of that turtle wax on his forehead. So we might have to cut him a break. You know, it is getting quite expensive for these accessories now that would be needed. So if an injunction is called for, Ripple would be barred for selling XRP coins directly to institutional investors, not to mention the impact of the ruling on the firm's future plans in the U.S. At the same time, uncertainty could remain after the case, as has been determined. I'm glad some of you stuck around after YouTube decided to temporarily interrupt my live right when we got to 107 people. You see how that works? The SEC is likely to appeal against July ruling on secondary sales of XRP. The future of XRP could fall into further disarray, with the SEC not approving a spot ETF. Ethereum ETFs were recently allowed to list on stock exchanges, awaiting the actual trading in a few months. Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple's CEO, has expressed optimism for a spot XRP ETF, saying that direction is inevitable. However, this will largely depend on the direction the lawsuit takes in 2024 and its aftermath in 2025. So is XRP price nurturing the next breakout? Finally, we get to what I wanted to read. XRP nosedived on Friday below 50 cents, but stopped above 49-cent level. A rebound has since ensued and reclaimed the ground above 50 cents to trade at 50 cents at time of writing. Right now it's about 49.6, last I seen. The 20-day exponential moving average, the EMA, provides immediate support at 51.16 cents as XRP price forms the second consecutive 4-hour green candle. Based on the relative strength index currently holding at 51 from last week's dip into the oversold region, XRP shows potential to shape the uptrend to 60 cents. A double bottom pattern on the 4-hourly chart hints at a 12% breakout above the neckline resistance between 52 and 53 cents. Key milestones to watch out for include other resistance at the 50-day exponential moving average in red and 200-day EMA in purple, as we can see here. So those are quite higher. Trader would be willing to enter more buying orders above the double bottom pattern's neck resistance area to capitalize on a potential move to 60 cents. If this breakout materializes, XRP price might ignite FOMO, backing a larger move to $1. Again, they all want me to cut my hair, but I'm telling you, I'm starting to like my hair. And there was 2 stipulations. I had an easy out at $1, but the other narrative was I don't cut it until we hit all-time highs. And I think I like that one better because the longer my hair gets, the less likely I'm going to cut it at $1. I'm just saying, I may have Forrest Gump style hair by the time this is done. So it's not like I have to look a certain way for my job. In fact, I think this would garner more attention. They'll be like, look at this homeless guy. Then again, it could tell people to leave because they're going to be like, why the hell would I take advice from this guy? But what's wrong with me being homeless if I was? See, that's my argument. You don't know how... Hey, I told myself if I didn't have kids right now, I would have sold my house and I would just keep buying into this asset. And then I would live in a tent and I would pay, the $14 to $18 a night. And it would cost me, probably $500-600 a month to rent out the tent site. And I would just do that until the price hit, and then I would just do what I need to do. I would just let it all ride, and every money I made would just continue to go into the investments. Oh, it'd be a great plan. And, unless it went down 90%. But it's all about perspective. So this is one other thing we need to read. As Bitcoin, we know it has an opportunity with that 1.38 billion that can be liquidated at 71K in shorts. I think this is important to see how many inflows actually came in. So Bitcoin bags $2 billion in inflows. Ether sees highest institutional buy since March. So I don't really give a shit what one trader thinks. Bitcoin led the investment activity with over 1.97 billion in inflows, while Ethereum saw its best week since March with nearly 70 million in inflows. Crypto investment products took on nearly 2 billion in inflows last week, to help extend a 5-week run to over 4.3 billion. Asset manager CoinShares said in a Monday report. Trading volumes in exchange-traded products, ETPs, rose to 12.8 billion for the week, up 55% from the week prior. Bitcoin led investment activity at over 1.97 billion inflows for the week, while Ethereum saw its best week of inflows since March at nearly 70 million. Buying activity for spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds (ETFs) in the U.S. has picked up since mid-May, after a dismal few weeks in April, which saw days of zero net inflows across all products and even outflows from major products such as BlackRock's IBIT. However, inflows have since picked up, with IBIT becoming the largest Bitcoin ETF last week, amassing over 20 billion worth of the assets since June's issuances. So here's the weekly inflows. 1.973 million, this is in millions, so you see the inflows, yada yada yada. Ethereum 68.9 million, negative 5.5 million multi-asset. Solana 0.7, so 700,000, 200,000 in Binance, 700,000 this week in Litecoin. XRP had 1.2 million in inflows. Chainlink 700 million, others 2.7 million, it looks like. So yeah, that was happened there. So XRP hit a little bit. Usually inflows were seen across almost all providers, with a continued slowdown in outflows. From incumbents, CoinShares analyst James Butterfield said, positive price action saw total assets under management, AUM, rise above the 100 billion mark for the first time since March this year. Butterfield added Ethereum buying was likely in reaction to the surprise SEC decision to allow spot Ethereum ETFs. Meanwhile, some traders expect the inflows into Ethereum products to continue in the coming months, with the rally expected toward the end of the year. 5 to 10 billion of fresh capital could be channeled through Ether products in the short to medium term. Ed Hindi, chief investment officer at Tier Capital, told CoinDesk in a Monday email, this could fuel an end-of-the-year rally in Ethereum and its ecosystem to new record highs. A price target of $10,000 in 2024 is now a reasonable. I don't see that happening, but you never know. A reasonable target, especially when other supportive factors like Ethereum now being deflationary are taken into consideration, Hindi added. In May, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, on Thursday, approved key regulatory filings tied to Ethereum ETFs, a historic milestone for the second largest cryptocurrency. The regulator approved documents for 8 ETFs from VanEck, Fidelity, Franklin, Grayscale, Bitwise, ARK Invest 21 Shares, Invesco, Galaxy, and BlackRock for listing on NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, ARCA, and CBOE, BCX exchanges. So that's what we have for our reading today. So leading into the daily close as we wrap this up, and I thank everybody for tuning in during this live. Got about 5 to 6 minutes left, and then I'm going to let everybody go. We'll just go through everything very quickly here. We got the XRP Bitcoin pairing at 715 sat level. Still continuing to buy. I continue to see a big opportunity here. We do have a little bit of a setup here, so we don't really have to guess anymore of what's going on, because I like to do it like this once we get the evidence. We could even do it like this, but I think it's more appropriate to hit it like this. So you've got that little uptrending support, and then we've got a little bit of a pattern that's actually forming here. And I actually like how it looks here right now with the XRP Bitcoin pairing, because at least now we can see a direction with this consolidation. Like, is this a consolidation that's going to break bullish or bearish? That's something that we don't know. It looks like a small W is starting to form as we speak, and it looks like it's breaking bullish on the 30-minute. As long as it bounces off this area, our next major resistance is going to be at 724, and then a breach of that would bring us back to that 740 sat level. It looks like a bull flag setup here for the XRP Bitcoin pairing, and ultimately it could bring us all the way back up to retest up at around the 800 sat level. So I'm going to continue to buy into this. It's additionally allowed me about 10,300 plus XRP on top of what I had. So I'm one of the 280,000 XRP holders that hold at least 20,000 tokens. That's it. Only 280,000 people hold 20,000 or more XRP. And I'm glad to say that I'm one of them with over 22,000 now. So I'm going to continue to look into that. So that's what's set up there for the XRP Bitcoin pairing. We've already talked about HBAR. We've talked about Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin is at a moment here at 69,426. The exact same trade as we took earlier. Except now, since it's come here, you're going to want to wait until it comes down to this uptrend at around 69,224. You better make damn sure it holds that 69,500 area to start pushing back up. Because right now, it's a little more tricky than the trade earlier because we've already satisfied that move up to 70,198. So that was a quick trade. Now it looks like it could have put in some inverse head and shoulders here, but what it remains to be seen what happens. So yeah, watch that area at 69,220. If it comes down to that, might be an area to snipe. And then XRP at 49.60, down 0.6%. It's riding that uptrending support right now. And honestly, this is a bull flag setup. And the closer you can buy to this uptrend, so 495. And if you're asking me where I would have the stop loss, it's tricky. It's tricky. Because let's say you buy at 496, you could have a stop loss all the way down here to that 489, but I really don't see the point. I think if you're doing this, it's again like the Bitcoin trade earlier. You've got a stop loss that's around the 49.20 area, but that could get you into a little bit of trouble if it comes down. But if it does manage to rotate here, it should still create a W somehow, some way, which it kind of looks like it has, but it still looks like it needs to come back. You want to buy it on this uptrend. So try to tap this uptrend. If you can get this uptrend, let me see what's going on here to see if I can pinpoint this 100% on it. Because I think it's pretty close, but if we're trying to pinpoint, what is going on here? If we're trying to pinpoint, I mean, it is basically, what is this number? 49.5 cent area. So, I mean, it's really close to there right now. It's really close. I don't know. What would I charge to talk to you for a half hour, Mike? I mean, I have no idea. I would like to think it. I would like to think I wouldn't have to charge anything, and if you appreciated my time, I guess you could send a donation. But I couldn't see me just saying, oh, you got to spend $100 to talk to me. I don't think I'm that important. But I have talked to a few people, and they've shown generosity, some of them, through a donation or whatever. But this is what I'm looking at for XRP, and I do have an email. You might have to give me time, because it gets a little bit hectic here with my son and just some stuff that's been going on recently. But I do have an email. I'll put it in the comments. That's my email. So, John Smith, welcome in. Welcome in, friend. But yeah, I could see us having a conversation. I really could. Send me an email. We'll try to figure something out for a time. Or, I mean, if you leave your number, I would just randomly probably just call. But anyhow, that's basically what I got to share, folks. I know some of you are leaving because I said it's the end of the live. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate the 90 likes in this live. I'll try again tomorrow to do better, as I think I could do a little bit better. But I think the information we've brought here this evening is very valuable. Gold had a little bit of a rebound today. B2 Gold, I told everybody pay attention to. Today it was down to $2.56. I bought $970 more B2 Gold at $2.56. I now have, I believe it's at 3,400 tokens now. Something like that. Either 3,000, I think it was 3,000. Hold on, let me check. I think it was 3,400 tokens. I don't want no stupid update. And I don't bullshit. I actually speak of what I'm talking about. I don't lie. I'm not just bullshitting you. Right now, $8,200 invested. It's up $444. How many do I have? I have 3,244 tokens. Average cost is still $2.53. I told everybody I wasn't looking to sell this. I'm just looking to add on. Mr. Carter, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. Hashtag Mother Second Choice. Hashtag M2C. And the reason why I love B2 Gold is their dividend they pay. And we're about to get our dividend payment. It's at 6.18% right now. But the dividend gets paid out, I believe it's June 24th. Something like that. The acknowledging day is June 11th. Yeah, Monday, June 24th, you'll get a dividend payment. And it could take a day or two depending on where you get it through. But it's really cool to see that. And I've got a lot of money in it right now for this dividend payment, as it's been sitting in here for a couple months since it went down to 253 area. The last, not this time, but the time before. So I think I bought it back here. So it's been about a month and a half since I bought it back, I would say. Somewhere around there, because I bought it a couple times. I think I started buying it at the 250 area here. No, here. Went up here, came back down, and then I bought a bunch more. Came back up, came back down, and I bought even more. So, yeah, that's what's going on with B2 Gold. Gold had a little bit of a recovery today, but that's what we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen. So have a blessed evening. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern.